We all have these big dreams we want to achieve.
Right.
But
Yeah.
sometimes it feels impossible to even get started.
It can be really overwhelming, for sure.
It's like having this huge mountain to climb and no idea where to even put your first step.
I think that's a really good analogy.
That's where self-discipline comes in.
That's the key ingredient right there.
But the funny thing is, self-discipline isn't about forcing yourself to do things you hate.
No, not at all.
In fact, it's the opposite.
Yeah, you have to find things that energize you,
Right?
activities that light you up inside.
I love that.
Think about it.
Okay.
When you're genuinely excited about something, you're way more likely to stick with it.
That's so true.
It's like choosing a path that feels more like an adventure
Yeah.
than a grueling uphill battle.
It's like if you're trying to get in shape,
Mm-hmm.
but you hate going to the gym,
Yeah.
maybe find something you actually enjoy, like dancing or hiking,
Exactly.
or even just taking a walk in nature.
It's about finding that sweet spot where your passions and your goals kind of intersect.
And when you're fueled by that intrinsic motivation,
Yeah,
the journey becomes so much more enjoyable.
absolutely.
It's like you said, it's an adventure.
And you're more likely to stick with it when things get tough.
Because, let's face it,
Mm-hmm.
no matter how passionate we are,
Yeah,
there are always going to be those moments of resistance or self-doubt.
that's just part of being human.
We're not robots.
Right.
We can't just program ourselves for unwavering motivation.
Exactly.
And that's where I think the idea of creating the right environment comes in.
Oh, environment is so crucial.
Yeah, it's like setting the stage for success.
I love that metaphor, setting the stage.
It is like a stage, right?
Right.
You wouldn't expect an actor to perform their best
Yeah,
in a
Right.
chaotic, messy environment.
of course not.
So why do we expect ourselves to be productive
Yeah.
in a space that's cluttered and distracting?
It's about being intentional with our surroundings.
So it's not just about eliminating distractions.
No.
It's also about creating an environment that inspires and motivates you.
Absolutely.
For some people, that might mean having a dedicated workspace
Mm-hmm.
that's free of clutter.
Right. A clean desk?
Maybe some inspiring quotes,
Yeah.
pictures of your goal.
Or maybe even some plants to bring in some life.
Plants are good.
Yeah, for sure.
For others, it might mean surrounding themselves with
Yeah.
music that gets them in the zone.
Music is powerful. It can really set the mood.
And it's also about those little rituals
Oh, rituals. Those are important.
that signal to your brain it's time to focus.
Yeah, like having a cup of coffee before you sit down to work.
Or putting on your workout clothes before hitting the gym.
Exactly. Those cues can be so powerful.
And they help create that sense of routine and consistency.
Speaking of consistency,
Yeah.
one of the principles that really stood out to me was this idea of maintaining momentum.
Oh, momentum is huge.
It's like once you get that ball rolling, you want to keep it moving forward.
Because once that momentum stalls, right, it can be so hard to get it going again.
It's like trying to push a car that's stuck in the mud.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how do we keep that momentum going?
Well, there are a lot of strategies, but one of the most effective is minimizing those points of friction that can derail your progress.
Friction points.
Yeah, those little things that trip you up.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Give me some examples.
Well, it could be something as simple as going straight home after work and getting sucked into that comfy couch and Netflix vortex.
Oh, I know that vortex all too well.
Right. Or it could be something like checking social media first thing in the morning and getting lost in that endless scroll of distractions.
So it's about being mindful of those potential pitfalls
Yeah,
and creating systems to bypass them.
exactly. Like anticipating those moments of weakness and having a plan in place.
So instead of going straight home after work,
Mm-hmm.
maybe you head to the gym
Yeah.
or meet up with a friend for a walk.
Or instead of checking social media first thing in the morning, maybe you start your day with a meditation session or some journaling.
That's a great idea.
It's about designing your day in a way that minimizes those tempting detours.
I love that.
And one of the things that often gets overlooked when we talk about self-discipline is the importance of taking care of our physical needs.
Oh, absolutely.
We often think of self-discipline as this purely mental battle,
Right.
but it's actually deeply intertwined with our physical well-being.
It's like trying to run a marathon on an empty tank.
Exactly.
You might have all the willpower in the world,
Yeah,
but if your body is depleted,
right.
you're not going to get very far.
It's like trying to run a car without any gas.
So it's about recognizing that self-discipline isn't just about pushing ourselves harder.
Yeah,
It's about creating a lifestyle that supports our goals.
absolutely.
And that includes things like getting enough sleep, eating nutritious foods,
Yes.
and managing stress levels.
Because when we're sleep deprived and stressed out and running on junk food, our willpower reserves are pretty much depleted before we even begin.
It's like starting the race already exhausted.
Exactly. So prioritizing those basic needs is like setting the foundation for success,
It's like giving yourself the best possible chance to thrive.
both physically and mentally.
I love that.
And one of the things I found really helpful in my own journey with self-discipline
Yeah.
is remembering that it's not about being perfect.
Oh, that's so important.
It's about progress, not perfection.
We all slip up from time to time.
We're human.
We have those days where we hit snooze one too many times or indulge in a little extra dessert.
Right.
And that's okay.
The key is to not let those slip-ups derail your progress entirely.
It's about having that self-compassion to say, okay, I had a little stumble, but I'm getting back on track.
Yeah, you have to be kind to yourself.
And that's where I think the growth mindset comes in.
Absolutely. It's about viewing those setbacks as opportunities to learn and grow.
So instead of beating ourselves up for our mistakes,
Right.
we can ask ourselves, okay, what can I learn from this experience?
Exactly.
How can I do things differently next time?
It's about turning those stumbles into stepping stones.
I love that.
And it takes the pressure off of being perfect all the time.
Which is impossible anyway.
Exactly.
So true.
So embrace the journey, enjoy the process.
And remember,
Yeah.
self-discipline isn't about punishing yourself.
No, it's about empowering yourself.
It's about creating a life you love.
A life that is truly aligned with your values and your goals.
And that's something we all deserve.
Absolutely. Welcome back.
Okay, so we've talked about some of the key principles of self-discipline.
Yeah. The foundation.
But even with the best intentions,
Right.
we all face obstacles.
Oh, absolutely.
What are some of the common pitfalls people encounter?
Well, one of the biggest stumbling blocks is that all or nothing mentality.
Oh,
People think they need to make these drastic changes overnight.
like going from 0 to 60.
And then if they slip up,
Yeah.
they feel like a complete failure and just give up.
It's like that restrictive diet that starts on Monday
Mm-hmm.
and crashes and burns by Wednesday,
You're back to the ice cream.
leaving you feeling totally defeated.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's so important to remember that self-discipline is a journey.
Not a destination.
Right. It's about making consistent progress.
Not striving for some unrealistic ideal of perfection.
We're all human. We're going to make mistakes.
So instead of focusing on those slip-ups,
Yeah,
we should be celebrating those small victories along the way.
absolutely. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a win.
It's like those fitness trackers that buzz when you hit your step goal.
That little dopamine hit,
It's a little nudge to keep going.
positive reinforcement is powerful.
Okay, so another big challenge is distractions.
Oh, yeah. Those are everywhere.
They're like little thieves,
Stealing our time and focus.
especially in today's world.
Right, with all the technology and the constant notifications.
It's a battlefield for our attention.
So we need to be warriors.
So how do we fight back?
Well, first, we need to identify our biggest distractions.
Okay, so like what?
Is it social media?
Yeah.
Is it email?
News,
Online shopping?
all of the above.
Once you know what your weaknesses are,
Yeah.
you can start to develop strategies to manage them.
So like setting boundaries.
Exactly. Maybe you turn off notifications during certain times,
Yeah.
or you schedule specific times for checking email and social media.
So you're not constantly getting interrupted.
Right. It's about creating some space for focused work.
I love that.
And it's not just about managing external distractions.
Oh, right.
There are also internal distractions.
You mean like our own thoughts?
Exactly. Those negative thoughts and self-doubt
The mental chatter.
that can really sabotage our efforts.
So how do we quiet those inner critics?
Well, mindfulness practices like meditation can be really helpful.
Oh, yeah. I've heard that.
It's about learning to observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment.
And gently redirecting your attention back to the present moment.
Exactly. Even a few minutes of meditation each day can make a big difference.
So it's like training your mind to be more focused.
And to be less reactive to those negative thoughts.
I like that.
And, all of this ties back into the importance of self-care.
Taking care of ourselves.
Yes, it's not just about pushing ourselves to the limit.
It's also about recognizing when we need to rest and recharge.
Exactly. Self-discipline is not about punishment.
Right.
It's about creating a sustainable lifestyle,
One that supports our well-being.
both physically and mentally.
This whole conversation is making me realize that self-discipline isn't about becoming some kind of superhuman.
Yeah.
It's about being more in tune with ourselves.
And creating a life that we truly enjoy.
One that aligns with our values and priorities.
And that makes us feel good.
Exactly.
And another important aspect of self-discipline is patience.
patience.
Yeah, real change takes time.
It's not an overnight process,
It's about building new habits.
but rewiring old patterns.
So we need to be patient with ourselves.
And trust the process.
Exactly.
So as we continue this exploration of self-discipline, what are some key takeaways you hope our listeners are getting from this conversation?
Well, I think the most important takeaway is that self-discipline is not about deprivation.
Okay.
It's about empowerment.
It's about giving ourselves the tools and strategies to create a life we love.
Exactly.
And to achieve our goals.
And to become the best versions of ourselves.
All right, so we've covered a lot of ground, but now let's talk about how to actually put all this into practice.
Yeah, the rubber meets the road.
Exactly. Because it's one thing to understand the theory, but it's another thing entirely to make it happen in real life.
So true.
So where do we start?
Well, I think it all comes back to that principle of starting small.
Right.
Remember those bite-sized chunks?
Don't try to change everything overnight.
Exactly. It's like that marathon analogy we talked about.
Oh, yeah.
You wouldn't try to run 26 miles on your first day.
No way.
You'd gradually increase your mileage over time.
Right.
Same thing with self-discipline.
Start small, build consistency.
And those small steps will eventually lead to big changes.
I love that.
And as you start to see those small wins, it creates this positive feedback loop.
Oh, yeah, that momentum.
Exactly. It keeps you motivated and moving forward.
So let's say someone wants to write a book.
Okay.
They could start with just 30 minutes of writing each day.
Perfect example.
Or if they want to eat healthier,
Yeah.
maybe they focus on cutting out sugary drinks.
One step at a time.
And over time, those small changes add up.
Absolutely.
And they become part of your daily routine.
Like brushing your teeth.
You don't even have to think about it.
It just becomes a habit.
So it's about making self-discipline a part of your lifestyle.
Exactly. Embedding those positive habits into your daily life.
I love that.
But of course, we all have those moments.
Yeah.
When motivation wanes.
Those days when you just don't feel like it.
The procrastination monster rears its ugly head.
So how do we stay connected to our goals?
Well, one powerful technique is visualization.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that.
Taking some time each day to really imagine yourself achieving your goals.
Like creating a mental movie.
Exactly. And really feeling those emotions of success and fulfillment.
That's so powerful.
It helps to strengthen that connection to your why.
And it makes it feel more real.
Absolutely.
And another thing that's helped me is surrounding myself with supportive people.
Oh, that's huge.
People who believe in me and my goals.
It's like having your own personal cheerleading squad.
Exactly. They celebrate your wins.
And they offer encouragement when you need it.
So important.
And they can also provide accountability.
Oh, yeah, that's key.
So find those people in your life.
The ones who lift you up.
And let them know how they can support you.
Because we all need a little help sometimes.
Absolutely.
And it's also important to celebrate our progress.
Yes, celebrate those wins, big and small.
Because it's easy to get caught up in the hustle.
And forget to acknowledge how far we've come.
Exactly. So take some time to reflect on your accomplishment.
And give yourself credit for all the hard work you've put in.
It's like reaching the summit of a mountain.
You pause and take in the view.
And appreciate the journey.
And remember, self-compassion is key.
Oh, yeah.
Be kind to yourself along the way.
Because we're all human.
We're going to make mistakes.
It's part of the process.
So don't beat yourself up.
Learn from those setbacks and keep moving forward.
Exactly.
This whole conversation has been so inspiring.
I'm glad.
It's made me realize that self-discipline is truly a superpower.
It is. It's the key to unlocking your potential.
And creating a life you love.
So embrace the journey.
Celebrate those wins.
Learn from those setbacks.
And never give up on your dreams.
And if you enjoyed this deep dive, be sure to check out our other videos.
We've got tons of great content on personal growth, productivity, and well-being.
And be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell
so you don't miss out on any new episodes.
Thanks for joining us.
And until next time, keep shining bright.